As some longtime listeners may know, I love credit cards and credit card points. There is almost no way that I get more value from it compared to the value of the time that I put in. But few who dabble understand the absolute high of getting one up on the man and flying first class internationally for free. It's a hobby and I enjoy it. Partially because I hate the banks and I love at least the idea of getting one up on them. And because I'm in this world, a card that's been making the rounds for a few years now is the Bilt card. It has one of the best point value redemptions in the game for anyone who rents, and it has spurred their founder Encore Jane to $1 billion plus net worth. The only problem has been nobody can really figure out, how does this company make money? Why? How did they somehow figure out a scheme that nobody else could make work? Well, a new Wall Street Journal expose reveals how exactly they made this work, and it is absolutely delicious. For those who don't know, Bilt's major pitch to consumers is that you can pay your rent and you can get points for doing so on the card. Usually landlords don't take credit cards because they don't want to eat processing fees. Bilt boasts that you can do so, that they will eat the fee and they will mail a check to the landlord. That way, everybody wins. Landlord gets paid, you get to pay something that you would anyways, and you get to redeem points for potentially thousands of dollars in value on airlines, shopping, or wherever. Now, you might be asking, wait, how does this work? It turns out Wells Fargo, the bank that helped Bilt issue the card, made a huge mistake. They assumed when they were underwriting the card that consumers would not be as savvy as they are. In fact, they assumed most people wouldn't take advantage of the rental provision and that instead a huge portion of the credit card users would carry a balance and that they could milk them for interest. Instead, a much smaller portion of card users than normal are carrying a balance, and a massive portion of them are just paying their rent with the card and immediately zeroing out the balance. This means that Wells Fargo is eating the processing fee, which has now led to a whopping $10 million a month loss for the bank. Since this card has been around for years, well, it means they have lost hundreds of millions of dollars on the program. The best part is they are locked into this contract until 2029, and they are doing their damnedest right now to get out of it, leading to major panic within the bank. Even funnier is that not only are they eating the credit card processing fee, but their contract actually requires them to pay Bilt every single time a new person signs up. They assumed that the card would be a loss leader at worst, and that maybe they could just sell mortgages to Bilt customers who are obviously renters, but then high interest rates screwed that up for everybody. I'm not going to leave Bilt unscathed here, though, even though people should take advantage of their card while they still can. Their CEO, Encore Jane, recently had a gaudy monstrosity of a wedding where he literally rented out the Great Pyramids of Giza. He has seemingly spent millions and millions of dollars. He has relished in his status as a billionaire, and he has billed Bilt as a massively innovative financial technology company. But now that we know the truth, it makes a lot more sense. So the last time he was on CNBC, he had a train wreck interview where he could not explain how this company actually made money without outing his insane deal with Wells Fargo. Take a listen.
Let's go back to the math of it, because I do want to understand the economics of it. So you're collecting a fee, a processing fee, a transaction fee every time.
Correct. Which is what percent?
Which is what percent?
I mean, it depends on the type of payment method. You can pay by bank ACH. You can pay by
but
check,
we're talking between 1.5% and
credit.
3%. Are we talking Amex style? I mean, Amex was 3%. MasterCard was lower, obviously.
It really depends if you pay by Amex or pay by Visa or pay by MasterCard.
If you pay with your bank, what's the lowest you can get?
That's right. So you get different levels of points.
What's the rate for the lowest if you pay by bank?
It depends on the landlord, too, and the property owner. But just like Stripe and any other payment processor.
But hold on, but go back.
But it's not something for
I'll answer this question.
This is an important piece.
When you go to like a local merchant, right? Today, instead of giving, say, like a 10% local discount to bring in local customers on those off hours, off days, they can say, like with American Express, but hey, we want to focus on the neighborhood. And if you come in, we can fund 2.5% or 5% in rewards and introduce our business to all those people moving into the neighborhood every month. So think about this. Half of renters move every year. So you have all these people moving out of the neighborhood every year. And these merchants, these small business owners have no way to get in front of them. So now you can be in front of everybody when they move into the neighborhood. You have a plug-and-play loyalty platform, and instead of giving the 10% local discount, you spend a quarter of that, right? And you actually attract the local residents through recurring rewards for coming in, and all the points they've earned on rent can now be spent at that local business.
Right. God, I love that so much. Well, some people pay some fee and there's this merchant program. No, it doesn't. It turns out the bank is just eating the whole fee. The best part is that the clip goes on for 5 more minutes. The entire time, Andrew Ross Sorkin, he keeps trying to ask him, goes, wait, how do you actually make money? And they can't say why. Anyway, clearly this gravy train ain't gonna last past 2029. I wouldn't put it past Wells Fargo to sue and try and get themselves out of the deal. In the meantime, this is not financial advice, but I can tell you that card is a pretty damn good deal. And it is just even sweeter knowing that those free flights come at the direct expense of one of America's worst banks who are dumb enough to sign a deal like this. Couldn't have happened to a better person.
Hey guys, obviously I had a lot of thoughts on what Saagar had to say there. So if you want to see my thoughts on this monologue and every other Saagar monologue, make sure you subscribe at breakingpoints.com.